What's up, y'all? It's been a few days, but we back. We in action. I had to take a few days because I felt like my body needed to reset itself. So I probably spent 4 or 5 days in the bed. Not that I was sick or anything, but I just needed to recharge. So that's what I did. And I think for May, I'm going to continue this tradition throughout May. I'm just going to recharge all May. Still working out. Still, of course, speaking to y'all and working, but really focusing on recharging my body and my mind and my spirit, so that when this summer hit, I'm ready to roll for this new season. But just coming to y'all today, of course, it's all about consistency, making sure I make these videos, but most importantly, using my experiences to give out messages, techniques, and strategies to my mental mechanics out there in the world, hopefully all across the world. And as our community grows with each other, we can continue to expand and share our experiences together. But I had a very unique week last week, y'all. I typically don't have rough weeks or down moments. And it wasn't a down week last week. It was just interesting. I had a moment in my life to where I had to let go of an animal. I had to let my baby girl go. I had to let my dog go because my traveling schedule will be increasing here in the next couple months. Moving and just the direction that I'm going in my life, I don't really have. I do now, but I won't have time in the future to give to her, and I wanted to make sure that I found a good home while I could. So that's what we're going to discuss today, just for a little bit. I'll be open, I'll be vulnerable and share, my experience with having to let go of a family member willingly. It's not like, in death where you don't really have a choice. I had to make a conscious decision to let my baby go to a better place other than my home. But just what that means spiritually, psychologically, for us to have to let go and move on. So for me, like I said before, I don't know why I'm comparing this to death, but I guess in a sense I'm grieving. I feel like that. I feel like I'm grieving because I really didn't want to let her go. But the how I'm gonna frame this is letting go of something that you love for something that you'll love better, in the future. And that could be hard because that was probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to do. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like I don't think I've done some hard things in my life, as far as work and school and all that old shit. But in comparison to this, even people letting my dog go was probably one of the roughest things that I've had to do. Well, that was probably one of the toughest things I had to do because it was a choice that needed to be made. And there was no, when you move on from people, places, or things, sometimes it could be something negative that happens. I think I mentioned this in one of my last videos. They call that a tower moment, where the rug is pulled from up under you and that tower comes crashing down, and it's none of it was ever in your control. But this decision that was made for me was 100% totally within my control, and I knew that I had to make it. And it was rough, man, but the bond that I built with this animal, um, nonverbal communication is I think that's where real love resides. I think that words um, collude love. If you think about your relationships now, so much gets lost in translation in the form of communication that people forget what you did for them because all they focus on is the words that's being exchanged between the two parties. And me and that dog had such a relationship that was built just solely upon trust and love. Whew, couldn't beat it. Every day, walking, training, cuddling, chilling, relaxing. Um, she was very good at, she was very intuitive and just watching the door and feeling the energy of the house and then reacting to it. So not having that presence there anymore is a big game changer. And of course, it's a shift in my schedule. But what I mean is this dog that could not speak any language at all, me and her had built a level of telepathy between each other to where we could read each other so well, and vibe off each other's mood that we didn't really need words. Even my commands were all I tried to use my commands were all verbal. I mean non-verbal, all hand commands. So it's just interesting, but um, let's talk about how I moved through it. So deciding, that I had to move on from her and let her go. It took me 3-4 weeks. Found a good replacement home. They had another pit bull as well, so she's in a good place. I've talked to him since, and he sent me some videos. But let's talk about what that means and the decision making that goes into that. I think that for my fellas and for my ladies out there, when you know a decision has to be made, you got to make it, and it will be rough, and it will be hard. But I think leaning into the fear or leaning into the pain is probably the best thing you could do. I know y'all heard of that the adage about the buffalo. When a thunderstorm comes, the buffalo run into the storm because they want to get that shit over with, and they can get behind the storm quicker. They can get behind the storm. When after the old rain from the thunderstorm passing, the green grass is on the other side. So now they can get fresh grazing sooner. Other than moving away from the storm and sort of having to wait. I'm sort of having to wait. So I got it over. I got it done quickly, and just watching her drive off in that truck, man, whew, tore my little ass up. I'm not really an emotional person, so for me, I ain't went through no shit like this in years, and I done had people close to me that have transitioned from this 3D to another place, and it wasn't as difficult as that was for me. So but back to what I was saying, the decision that I know that I wouldn't be doing this person any good by keeping her here in this environment and keeping her close to me and keeping her comfortable or myself comfortable, and staying away from the emotions of not being together no more. I knew I had to lean into the fact that the quicker I get this done, or the quicker I find her a good home, the better it'll be for the both of us, because now I'm free for my opportunities to come, and now I can fully, walk through whatever door opens up for me. I know that. So it was bittersweet. So for you that are going through similar situations, and maybe it's not a pet, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a place, maybe it's a thing. If you have to let it go, I encourage you to lean into that fear and make the decision, or for lack of better words, cut the cord. Shout out to Heretta, Peace Within 111. She does cord cutting sessions, so hit her up, peacewithin111.com, if you need a cord cutting session. But I spoke with her yesterday. We had a long talk, and I sort of went into some things, but basically, getting back to the point, is I want to encourage y'all, man, to where when it comes to letting go, you have to make the best decision for both parties. You got to make this the best decision for both parties. And I strongly believe that keeping my pet with me would have put her at a disadvantage, and I would have been a hindrance to her, because I wouldn't have been able to give her the same level of love and attention that not only that she's used to, but that she deserves. So I wanted to make sure that that experience was done right, and I leaned into it, and it hurt me, but it was done correctly, it was done right, and I'm lucky that I found a good home. But for y'all, man, like, hard is hard. Hard is hard. So if you have a place that you need to leave, if you have a person that you need to let go of, if you have a addiction, a thing, a habit that you need to move away from, man, I encourage you to run towards the pain, because the quicker you can get through the pain, the quicker you can get to the other side and get to that green grass, man. And it's never gonna be easy. None of this shit is never gonna be easy, you know. So I just wanted to give y'all that today, man, to let y'all know that strong people, confident people, conscious individuals, we never run away from making the hard decisions, no matter how hard they are, and no matter how much pain it will put us in temporarily. So there's duality in everything. Yes, you know, I did not want to let my baby go, but however, I'm free to travel and go wherever in the world that I want to go, and I can stay for as long as I need to stay. And that's what the goal is. The goal is to be a traveling man and nomadically explore this world and create as many relationships positively as we can, and really help people on an energetic, spiritual, and mental level get to a better place and really get the best out of themselves. And that's what we're gonna do. So to my folks out there that's having a rough time, that's holding on to things that they shouldn't be holding on to, that staying at places they should no longer be at, that keep engaging in these habits that is hindering you from reaching your fullest potential, you gotta let that shit go. You gotta let it go. And I just want to provide you guys with an example of me actually doing something that I absolutely did not want to do, but I knew I had to. I knew I had to. So we are our own best example. We are our own best example. So please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, please, on something that you all may be having to let go of, and when you gonna let go of it. So in the comments, tell me what you letting go of, and give me a date, a specific date of when you gonna let go of it. Because I think for a lot of us, it's easy to say you're gonna do something, but when you put a date on it, it makes it real. It makes it real. Y'all hear that music playing in the background? I got some construction going on in my neighborhood, and these motherfuckers got this music playing so damn loud. Now, typically, I will walk my dog in that direction, and I can walk past and say, turn that shit down. Now I got to walk down there solo, looking like a goofy. Ain't that something? Looking like a Karen, so I ain't gonna do that. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all that today, man. Whatever hard decisions y'all gotta make them. Make the hard decision this week. Make it a clean cut too. Clean cut. Just do it, and evaluate your consequences. Understand your pros and cons on both sides, man, and make that decision, because that's who we are and that's what we do. So I just wanted to come talk to y'all today. I really didn't have a strong message, but again, consistency. So I made my video for today. I got to talk with y'all for a brief second. So it was good seeing y'all, and I will see y'all matter of fact, let me say this, because I said this in the last video. I'll be back tomorrow. I actually got something I want to talk about tomorrow. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Here I go with this damn clicker.